High above us, a silent competition rages, a contest of engineering, strategy, and national pride. Today, we're diving into the world's most advanced fighter jets, comparing the best from the United States, China, and Russia. We'll peel back the skin of these machines to see what lets them fly faster than sound, evade radar, and dominate the skies. What makes a fighter jet superior? Is it speed, stealth, or the power of its sensors? The answer is complicated. Each jet reflects a unique philosophy of air combat, a different answer to the question, how do you control the sky? From American dominance to China's rapid rise and Russia's ingenuity, we'll see what happens when billions of dollars and decades of research meet at 50,000 feet. Strap in as we tour the most sophisticated, expensive, and awe-inspiring military hardware ever built. This is the global race for the sky, and these are the contenders. Just over a century ago, the sky above this field was the front line of a new kind of warfare, the birth of the fighter jet. Today, we'll trace the relentless evolution from fragile biplanes to stealth jets, exploring the breakthroughs and battles that shaped air combat. At first, airplanes were scouts, not weapons, slow, fragile, and unarmed. Pilots improvised, tossing bricks and firing pistols until the interrupter gear let them fire machine guns through the propeller. This single innovation turned planes into deadly fighters, transforming the sky into a battlefield. The age of the fighter had begun. With forward-firing guns, true fighters like the German Albatross and British Sopwith Camel emerged, fast, agile, and deadly. The Camel's tricky handling made it lethal in a dogfight, while the Albatross dominated with speed and firepower. These duels forged the core principles of fighter design: speed, firepower, and maneuverability. The pressure of combat drove rapid innovation, setting the stage for future advances. After World War I, biplanes gave way to sleeker, faster monoplanes built from metal, not wood. Innovations like enclosed cockpits and retractable landing gear pushed performance higher. By World War II, fighters like the Hurricane and Bf-109 were all-metal, low-wing monoplanes, faster, tougher, and deadlier. Air power was about to become decisive. The Me-262 was the world's first operational jet fighter, faster than anything before it, with swept wings and twin-jet engines. Allied pilots were outclassed, but the Me-262 arrived too late and in too few numbers to change the war. Its advanced design signaled the end of the propeller era. The jet age had begun. Britain's Gloucester Meteor, the Allies' first jet fighter, entered service in 1944. It hunted V-1 flying bombs and proved the viability of jet-powered flight for the West. The Meteor bridged the gap from propeller to jet, serving for years after the war. America's P-80 Shooting Star was built in record time, becoming the U.S.'s first operational jet fighter. It arrived too late for World War II, but saw combat in Korea, where it faced the advanced MiG-15. The P-80 trained a new generation of jet pilots and marked America's entry into the jet age. The F-14 Tomcat, Cold War icon, was designed for fleet defense with variable sweep wings and powerful radar. Its AWG-9 radar and Phoenix missiles let it engage multiple targets at long range, unmatched at sea. Complex and demanding, the Tomcat ruled carrier decks for over 30 years. It was the ultimate interceptor of its era. Technology alone isn't enough. Pilots need to know their aircraft's strengths and weaknesses. Dissimilar Air Combat Training, or DACIT, pitted F-14s against a variety of jets to simulate real adversaries. This training, championed by the Top Gun School, taught pilots to exploit their aircraft's advantages and survive in close combat. Mastery in the air comes from constant realistic training. Today, Israel's F-35 Unedin leads the way in stealth, sensors, and data fusion. Custom Israeli systems and weaponry make it uniquely suited for the region's threats. The Adir's stealth and advanced electronics allow deep strikes and real-time battlefield awareness. It's a true multi-role fighter and the cornerstone of Israel's air power. All right, let's talk about the most iconic fighter jet of the 1980s, the F-14 Tomcat. If you've ever heard Danger Zone, watched Top Gun, or just geeked out over Cold War tech, you already know this beast. But how good was it really? So first off, the F-14 wasn't just a movie star. It was a massive, complex, twin-engine, twin-tailed, two-seat monster designed for one purpose: protect the fleet no matter what. Born from the ashes of the failed F-111B project, the Tomcat took its first flight in 1970 and joined the U.S. Navy in '74, serving all the way into the 2000s. Now, let's clear something up. Tom Cruise, as Maverick, looked cool in the cockpit, But he wasn't piloting the real jet in those Top Gun scenes. Actual Navy pilots did the flying. In the sequel, Cruise only rode backseat in an FA-18, never the F-14. Still, the Tomcat totally stole the show. But why all the hype? For starters, the F-14 had the AWG-9 radar system, a total game changer. This thing could track 24 enemy aircraft at once and engage up to 6 using the AIM-54 Phoenix missile. Imagine seeing a swarm of enemy fighters miles away, locking them up and sending missiles their way before they even knew you were there. That's classic Tomcat. And those Phoenix missiles? Each one could hit targets over 100 miles out. The F-14 was basically a flying missile truck, perfect for intercepting Soviet bombers in the Cold War era. It was less about dogfighting, more about keeping the enemy as far away from the fleet as possible. Let's get real though. The F-14 wasn't perfect. It was huge, heavy, and honestly, a pain to maintain. Mechanics called it a hangar queen for a reason. For every hour in the sky, it needed 40 to 60 hours of wrench time. And while it could tangle with 4th-gen fighters like Soviet MiGs, it would have a hard time going up against today's 5th-gen stealth jets. Still, back in the 80s, nothing else could match its long-range punch and multi-target tracking. It set the gold standard for fleet defense. Even Iran still flies a handful of F-14s today, leftovers from when the Shah was in charge. They've seen real combat too, especially during the Iran-Iraq War. Now, could the Tomcat stay relevant with modern upgrades? Maybe if you tossed in new avionics, better sensors, and improved networking, but its radar cross-section and old-school design would still be a challenge against the latest tech. At the end of the day, the F-14 Tomcat was the ultimate 80s fighter because it did what it was built to do. Protect the fleet with power, speed, and style. Yeah, it was expensive. Yeah, it was tough to keep flying. But nothing else screamed Cold War warrior quite like a Tomcat tearing off a carrier deck at full afterburner. The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird is a retired long-range, high-altitude Mach 3+ strategic reconnaissance aircraft that was developed and manufactured by the American aerospace company Lockheed Corporation. Its nicknames include Blackbird and Habu. Why did pilots flying the Blackbird need spacesuits? Because at 80,000 feet going Mach 3, things get weird. Let's find out just how out of this world the SR-71 really was. Imagine a jet faster than a speeding bullet, literally. The SR-71 Blackbird could cruise over 2,200 miles per hour, more than 3 times the speed of sound. At 80,000 feet, pilots wore pressure suits so advanced they were one zipper away from being astronauts. Lose cockpit pressure? Your blood could boil. It guzzled a fuel so special, JP-7, it doubled as hydraulic fluid and barely ignited even at grill-level heat. On the ground, the Blackbird leaked fuel like a nervous racehorse. In the air, it sealed up tight as a spaceship hull. The SR-71 Blackbird used a specialized fuel called JP-7. JP-7 was developed specifically for the aircraft due to its unique requirements for high-speed, high-altitude flight. It was a low-volatility fuel designed to prevent vapor lock and ensure efficient combustion at extreme temperatures. Its cameras were so powerful, they could spot objects 6 inches wide from 15 miles above Earth. The SR-71 was faster, higher, and cooler than anything else in the sky. Basically, the Blackbird was our ticket to the edge of space. No rocket required. I'm sure you've heard the news. There's a magic trick in the skies. It's called stealth technology, and it's no illusion. So how do planes pull off this Houdini act? First up, radar cross-section or RCS. Think of it like dodging paparazzi with a fancy hat. Stealth aircraft use sharp angles to deflect radar waves like a pro avoiding the spotlight. Next, radar-absorbing materials. Imagine wearing a coat that swallows the camera flash. These materials eat up radar energy, keeping the aircraft out of sight. But wait, there's more! Infrared stealth is all about keeping cool. By minimizing heat emissions, stealth planes dodge infrared sensors like a ninja in the night. And let's not forget acoustic stealth. By staying quiet as a New York library, well, maybe quieter, they avoid detection by sound. All this tech comes together to create a ghost in the sky. From aircraft to ships, stealth tech is the ultimate game changer in military strategy. So next time you hear about stealth, remember, it's not just smoke and mirrors, it's pure innovation. If you were flying with the Royal Air Force during World War II, you'd be talking in an entirely different language. RAF code words weren't just for secrecy. They made life and death decisions happen in seconds. And honestly, some of these terms just sound too cool to be real. Let's start with angels. If a pilot called out Angels 10, that meant he was flying at 10,000 feet. Simple, right? Spotting an enemy? You'd shout bandit for confirmed hostile, or bogey if you weren't quite sure yet. Need a boost? Buster meant full throttle. Time to push your engine and climb like your life depended on it. And if you heard scramble, well, that was the signal to get airborne immediately to intercept incoming threats. No time for tea. Here's a fun one. Gardening. Sounds peaceful, but it was actually code for mine-laying operations. So if someone said they were out gardening, they were dropping explosives, not planting roses, how about window? That wasn't for fresh air. Dropping strips of aluminum foil to confuse enemy radar. Ingenious, right? And moonshine wasn't a drink, but electronic jamming to mess with German radar. If a pilot called tally-ho over the radio, that meant enemy in sight, then it was showtime. But if things got hairy and it was time to land, you'd hear pancake. Not breakfast, just touchdown ASAP. The names got creative too. Rhubarb missions meant jumping low under the clouds to attack targets of opportunity, while Circus and Ramrod were all about bomber raids with fighter escorts. These code words weren't just for style, they saved time, lives, and sometimes the whole mission. Next time you hear a pilot shout bandit at Angels 15, Buster, just know, every word could mean the difference between victory and defeat. If you want to sound like a WWII ace, start dropping these code words into your daily life, but maybe leave pancake for the kitchen. Modern fighters like the F-35 Typhoon Rafale and Su-57 are multi-role machines, dogfighting, bombing, and electronic warfare in one. The best jet depends on the mission stealth, speed, or versatility. Today's fighters are networked, sharing data across the battlefield. Air superiority now hinges on information as much as speed or firepower. From biplanes to stealth jets, the fighter's evolution is a story of constant innovation and adaptation. Each leap, interrupter gear, jet engines, stealth, answered a new threat. The race for air superiority never ends. The next generation will bring AI, hypersonics, and drone swarms. The sky remains the ultimate battleground for technology and ingenuity. Meet the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, the aircraft that redefined air combat. Designed for one mission, absolute air superiority, the F-22 is a ghost in the sky, built to sweep enemy airspace clean and vanish undetected. Its dominance comes from first look, first shot, first kill. Thanks to cutting-edge stealth, speed, and sensors, the F-22's shape, materials, and coatings scatter radar waves, making it nearly invisible. To enemy radar, it's background noise, allowing it to strike before being seen. But stealth is just the start. The Raptor super cruises at over Mach 1.5 without afterburners, covering vast distances quickly. Its thrust vectoring engines give it agility that borders on the impossible, letting it outmaneuver any rival. Inside, the pilot is fed data from the APG-77 AESA radar, tracking multiple targets at long range and jamming enemy sensors. The F-22 sees everything while remaining unseen. This capability comes at a price. Only 187 were built, and the technology is so sensitive, it's never been exported. Weapons are carried internally to preserve stealth. 6 AMRAAMs and 2 Sidewinders, launched in seconds before the bay doors snap shut. Despite its 1990s origins, the F-22 is continually upgraded to stay ahead of threats. It set the benchmark for 5th-generation fighters and remains the standard for air dominance. While warfare has evolved toward multi-role jets, the F-22 is a specialist, an apex predator built for one purpose. Its ground attack abilities are limited, but in air-to-air combat, it's still unmatched. The Raptor is the ultimate air superiority fighter. Many argue the most formidable ever built. It's the silver bullet of American air power. The question now, can anything else catch up? As we'll see, the world's rivals are trying, but for now, the F-22 remains the ghost that haunts the skies. It's the legend every other jet is measured against. If the F-22 is a scalpel, the F-35 Lightning II is a Swiss Army knife. Versatile, networked, and sold worldwide. Born from the Joint Strike Fighter program, the F-35 comes in 3 variants for the Air Force, Marines, and Navy. Its true superpower? Information. The F-35 is a flying data node, fusing input from the APG-81 AESA radar, electro-optical targeting system, and distributed aperture system for 360-degree awareness. The pilot's helmet projects this data, letting them see through the jet and spot threats from any direction. The F-35 shares its data with other jets, ships, and ground forces, acting as the quarterback for the entire force. This networked approach shifts air combat from dogfights to coordinated information-driven warfare. The F-35's development was plagued by delays and cost overruns, making it the most expensive weapon system ever. Critics point to its lower speed and agility compared to the F-22, but its strength is avoiding close combat altogether. The F-35's goal: detect and eliminate threats before they get close. Hundreds are now in service with over a dozen countries, changing the way wars are fought. It's not just a fighter, it's a force multiplier. The F-35 represents a shift from raw performance to information dominance. In the modern battlefield, knowledge is power, and the F-35 is built to deliver it. It's the future of air combat here today. The era of the lone wolf is over. The F-35 leads the pack, and its influence is only growing. Not every top fighter is a stealth marvel. Enter the F-15 Eagle, a legend of speed, power, and adaptability. First flown in 1972, the F-15 was designed for pure air superiority and boasts an unmatched combat record: over 100 victories, 0 losses. Its twin engines give it a thrust-to-weight ratio over 1:1, letting it climb vertically and hit speeds above Mach 2.5. The F-15 evolved from a dogfighter to the multi-role F-15E Strike Eagle, adding range and precision strike capability. Today's F-15EX Eagle II is a 21st century upgrade fly-by-wire controls, glass cockpit, and the EPOS electronic warfare suite. It can carry up to 22 air-to-air missiles, more than any stealth jet. The F-15X works alongside stealth fighters, acting as a heavily armed weapons truck, while F-35S provide targeting data. While it lacks stealth, it compensates with firepower, speed, and advanced electronics. The F-15's enduring design proves that a robust, adaptable platform can stay relevant for decades. It's a veteran that keeps getting better with age. The Eagle's roar will echo for years to come. In a world of stealth, sometimes raw power still rules. The F-15 is proof that legends never die. It's the backbone of air power, old but far from obsolete. If the F-15 is the champion, the F-16 Fighting Falcon is the agile workhorse, affordable, adaptable, and everywhere. With over 4,600 built for 25-plus countries, the F-16 is the world's most successful fighter. Born from a push for lightweight, maneuverable jets, the F-16 introduced fly-by-wire controls and a bubble canopy for unmatched agility and visibility. Its side-stick controller and reclined seat help pilots withstand high-G maneuvers. Originally a day fighter, the F-16 quickly evolved into a multi-role platform: air-to-air, precision strike, SEAD, and reconnaissance. Its affordability and versatility made it the default choice for many air forces. The latest F-16V Viper adds an ESA radar, modern cockpit, and mission computer, keeping it relevant in the 21st century. While it can't match the stealth of an F-35 or the raw power of an F-22, a modern F-16 is still a dangerous adversary. It's the backbone of many fleets, a reliable, cost-effective solution for diverse missions. The F-16 proves that sometimes being a jack-of-all-trades is exactly what you need. It's the little fighter that could and still does. The Falcon's legacy is secure. For decades, American and Russian jets dominated the conversation, until the Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon arrived. China's first operational stealth fighter, the J-20, signals a new era for the People's Liberation Army Air Force. Its design prioritizes frontal stealth and long-range missions with a large internal weapons bay and significant fuel capacity. The J-20's likely role long-range interception and precision strikes against high-value targets deep in the Pacific. Early models used Russian engines, but China is developing the WS-15 to unlock its full potential. The cockpit features a glass display, helmet-mounted sights, and advanced AESA radar, mirroring Western 5th-gen jets. China's focus on sensor fusion and data links shows the J-20 is meant to operate as part of a networked force. The J-20's rapid development and mass production reflect China's determination to challenge U.S. air supremacy. Its true stealth and sensor capabilities remain secret, but its presence alone shifts the balance in the Indo-Pacific. New variants, including a rumored 2-seater, are in the works, showing China's commitment to rapid innovation. The J-20 is more than hardware. It's a symbol of China's technological ambition. Whether it matches U.S. jets in combat is debated, but it's already changed the game. The Mighty Dragon is here to stay. Russia's answer to the F-22 and F-35 is the Su-57 Felon, a blend of speed, agility, and stealth, but with a distinctly Russian twist. The Su-57's design favors super maneuverability and payload over all aspects stealth, with 3D thrust vectoring engines for extreme agility. Its stealth is focused on the frontal aspect, trading some invisibility for superior kinematic performance. The Su-57's sensor suite is ambitious multi-band radars in the nose, wings, and tail, plus an infrared search and track system for passive detection. This multi-spectral approach aims to counter stealthy opponents by hunting them in different ways. The program has faced delays, funding issues, and limited production. Only a handful are in service. Russia has struggled to find export partners, slowing development. Despite challenges, the Su-57 is a formidable concept. Agile, fast, heavily armed, and sensor-rich. It's a different vision of a fifth-gen fighter, one that doesn't rely solely on stealth. If Russia can overcome production hurdles, the Su-57 could become a dangerous opponent. For now, it's a glimpse of Russian innovation and ambition in the sky. The Felon is Sukhoi's boldest bet yet. To understand the future, look to the past. The Messerschmitt Me 262, the world's first operational jet fighter. Debuting in 1-2, the Me 262 was a shock to Allied pilots, faster, deadlier, and unlike anything before. Its swept wings and twin turbojets gave it untouchable speed, but its engines were unreliable and vulnerable during takeoff and landing. Political interference and material shortages delayed its impact, and by the time it arrived, the war was nearly over. Despite limited numbers, the Me 262's influence was profound. After the war, its technology shaped the first generation of American and Soviet jets. The Me 262 proved that revolutionary tech alone isn't enough. Timing, reliability, and strategy matter just as much. It introduced concepts, swept wings, heavy cannons that defined future fighters. Every modern jet traces its lineage back to this remarkable aircraft. The Me 262 is a reminder. Innovation can change everything, but only if it arrives in time. It's the genesis of jet-powered combat. The past still echoes in the skies today. The Mikoyan MiG Fighter Jets are primarily flown by the Russian aerospace forces and various air forces around the world, particularly those that were part of the former Soviet Union or aligned with it. Numerous nations have operated or continue to operate MiG fighters, including Belarus, Bulgaria, Cuba, and India, among others, according to Wikipedia. The specific models in use vary by country and their specific needs, with the MiG-29 being a particularly common choice for a light frontline fighter. The best MiG fighter jet depends on the specific mission requirements, but the MiG-35 is often considered the most advanced and capable multi-role fighter in the Mikoyan lineup. It builds upon the strengths of the MiG-29 series, incorporating fifth-generation avionics, improved engines, and enhanced weapons capabilities. However, older designs like the MiG-25 and MiG-21 remain notable for their speed and combat effectiveness in specific roles. This is a modern multi-role fighter, incorporating advancements in avionics, radar, and weapons systems. It is designed for both air superiority and ground attack missions, making it a versatile option. A widely used and successful fighter, the MiG-29 is known for its maneuverability and agility. It has been produced in various variants, including the navalized MiG-29K and the advanced MiG-35. The MiG-25 is an extremely fast interceptor, capable of reaching speeds up to Mach 3.2. It was designed to intercept high-speed aircraft and missiles. The MiG-21, a very successful and widely produced supersonic fighter, the MiG-21 is known for its simplicity and ease of maintenance. It has been operated by numerous air forces around the world. The best MiG ultimately depends on the specific operational needs and priorities of the user. While the MiG-35 is the most advanced, older designs like the MiG-21 and MiG-25 remain relevant in specific contexts due to their unique capabilities. All right, picture this. The sky's a battleground, thunderheads rolling, radar screens lighting up like a Christmas tree. On one side, 2 Russian Su-57 Felons and 2 Chinese J-20 Mighty Dragons, bristling with the latest tech, engines roaring, stealth mode primed. On the other, 3 F-35 Raptors, the pride of American engineering, waiting just beyond the horizon. The moment the clock hits 0, the air explodes with action. Su-57S break formation, zigzagging through the clouds, their super maneuverability on full display. One Felon punches past Mach 2 trying to flank the Raptors. The J-20S keep low, radar signatures barely a blip, creeping into missile range with nerves of steel. But here's where things get wild. The F-35S, usually stealthy predators, flip the script. Each bird lights up a new display, something never seen before. It's America's new secret tech real-time AI battle management. The Raptors are suddenly everywhere, ghosts in the sky, invisible, unpredictable. Data streams between them like lightning. Every Su-57 and J-20 move is predicted before it happens. The Felons let loose a volley of missiles, hypersonic, deadly, but the F-35s are already gone, slipping away on afterburner trails. One Raptor pops up at the perfect angle, locks on, and boom! First Su-57 out of the fight in a flash of flame. The J-20s try a pincer move, cutting low and tight, but the F-35s aren't just flying, they're hunting. Their sensors are painting the whole battle space, highlighting threats, feeding perfect shots to each pilot. One J-20 darts behind a mountain ridge, but the F-35's new tech links with satellites and distant drones. No hiding. A missile streaks in, silent and sudden. Down goes the first mighty dragon. The Russian ace makes a play for glory, rolling inverted, climbing vertical, trying to force a dogfight. But the F-35's helmet display shows every move, every threat. They're playing 4D chess at supersonic speeds. The last Felon gets a lock, but the Raptors' countermeasures kick in. Lasers jam the missile. AI picks the perfect evasive maneuver. The Felon overshoots, struggling to regain control. It's a rout. The F-35s, linked by their new secret system, close in on the final J-20. The Chinese pilot fights bravely, launching decoys and countermeasures, but it's no use. The Raptors finish the job, clean, precise, absolute dominance. When the dust settles, the sky is silent. 3 F-35 Raptors untouched, circling where the world's best enemy jets used to fly. The message is clear. Technology, teamwork, and next-level tactics just rewrote the playbook. In this epic showdown, the F-35 Raptors didn't just win, they changed the future of air combat forever. So who rules the skies? There's no simple answer. The F-22 is still king in a dogfight, but the F-35's information dominance is reshaping air combat. The J-20 challenges U.S. supremacy, while the Su-57 brings Russian agility and innovation. Each jet reflects its nation's strategy and doctrine. There's no one-size-fits-all champion. The best fighter depends on the mission, the pilot, and the scenario. The era of a single, undisputed ruler is over. Now, it's a complex balance of power. Which jet do you think comes out on top, and why? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most advanced technology. Thanks for hanging out and taking a closer look at this legend. If you want more deep dives into war tech, hit that subscribe button.